Zoo wee mama, how's it going everybody? I'm here today to share with you a very sneaky and consistent tempo deck that has been helping me climb the ranks in Infinite Ladder, and it's all thanks to my friend here, Legion. Legion is not seeing the highest play right now, so people are just not expecting him, but he is still extremely powerful. He's always worth buying if you have the chance to get him through Spotlight caches or the token shop. He's insanely strong, and I'm going to show you how this deck works, give you some possible replacements, as well as a turn-by-turn breakdown, and then we'll get into some nice gameplay highlights. So I do have timestamps on the video, so feel free to skip a little bit ahead if you need to, but let's get into this deck. So this is a lockdown deck, but it does not use high evolutionary, okay? No high evo here, but we do have the lockdown combo with Storm into Legion. Now, if you don't know, you can play Storm on turn 4. She will start flooding the lane, and on turn 5 you play Legion on that flooding lane, and no one can play cards on the board on turn 6 except for Jeff. Okay, so we try to close the game out by turn 5 if we can, and it's pretty standard lockdown power up. We've got Sunspot here to just sit on the board. If we can't play on turn 6, that's great, he'll power up. Same thing with Nebula, she's great if the board is locked down. We've got Iceman in here for good early tempo. The whole focus of this deck is to get a really strong start to the game, and this deck is so consistent with doing that because it's early game focus. We've got Medusa in here, player in the middle, nice 5 power on the board as early as turn 2. Jeff, again, we can play him early or we can save him for the end. He might be the only card we can play on the final turn. We've got Silk. She's another 2-cost, 5-powered card like Medusa. Just great value there and great for closing out the game early. And then we've got Magik. Whoa, what's going on here? We want to close the game out by turn 5. So Magik is actually a bit of a decoy, okay? There will be times when maybe we're okay with taking the game to turn 7, but Magik is actually kind of counterintuitive to this deck. But if I play Magik, my opponent thinks I want the game to go to 7 turns, okay? They think I'm in it for the long haul, and they might be in it for the long haul too. They will save their resources, saving their big combo for potentially turn 7, okay? They're not just gonna play everything out right away. So we have Magik in here, but we can storm her lane on turn 6 if needed, or better than that, we play Legion on a different lane to get rid of Limbo on turn 6, immediately end the game when our opponent thinks we gave them an extra turn, and really just take them by surprise, which is a great way to steal cubes because they don't really have that same chance to retreat. They might have been planning to retreat on turn 7 if they were losing, but we can just end the game right on turn 6. So Magik is in here purely to trick our opponents. Again, every now and then we will take it to turn 7, but she just adds some fun, and there's no way your opponent is expecting you to play Magik and then plan to just take it away. Then we've got Storm in here, like I mentioned. You can play her on turn 3 over Nebula's lane, for example, but you can also play her turn 4 to set up for a turn 5 Legion. Crossbones, just good power, good strong tempo. That's what this deck is all about. Professor X is nice. If we don't go with the Legion play, we can play Professor X over Sunspot or Nebula, secure lane by turn 5, and we can always move Jeff in later if we need it. Legion, he's our main man, he's our MVP. I've already talked about him enough, and we have 3 location changing cards in this deck, so we essentially have complete control of the board and how long the game goes. Does it go 7 turns, 6, or 5? We decide. And then lastly, we've got Alioth. So if we did not go with a Storm Legion, flood the entire board play, if we are seeing a turn 6, we will go ahead and slap down Alioth. We may have already secured 1 lane with Professor X, and we're probably ahead because this deck is all about tempo. So Alioth comes in and he just wins the game. Even if your opponent is about to play a 30 or 40 power blob, if you have priority, Alioth will take care of it. So he is still strong. Now, one thing to note about this deck before I get into some possible replacements and more details is that you don't really need a turn 6 play. Okay, we do have Alioth here, but there's a possibility we don't draw him. Often the game ends by turn 5, and if it doesn't, your opponent doesn't know how early game focused your deck is. okay? They see you play something good on turn 1, something good on turn 2, something good on turn 3, 4, and 5, and they're just expecting something good on turn 6. So you could even take out Alioth here, have no real turn 6 play, and you're just going to get a bunch of opponents retreating on the final turn anyways. So before we get into the detailed guide and the inner workings of this deck, remember to hit the like and subscribe button if you have not already, and let's get into it. So to start the dive into the details of this deck, you can see it has a good number of Series 3, 4, and 5 cards in it. However, some of them are replaceable, but I would not recommend trying to replace Legion, Jeff, or Nebula. If you're going for a lockdown deck, they are pretty much a core package. You're not going to find good replacements for them with lockdown. But for the cards that can be replaced, I would say Silk, Magik, Crossbones, and Alioth are all very replaceable, even with some pools 1 and 2 cards like Lizard, Cosmo, Jessica Jones, and Gamora. Okay, so you can replace cards here. You just have to really try and keep good stat cards because we want strong early power and good tempo. And to cover the main win conditions again, we're looking at turn 4 Storm and a turn 5 Legion to completely lock your opponent out of playing on turn 6. And then we've got the classic lockdown combos of playing Professor X on a lane you are currently winning or going to be winning as the cards power up. And then turn 6, you can focus on one final lane with Alioth. It's important to note that Alioth has seen a pretty significant decrease in play since his 2 nerfs, and so people aren't as wary of him. They're now focused more on a big fat blob coming down, so Alioth can hit hard now and really win some cubes from opponents who don't retreat. To talk about the good and bad matchups and locations, I've been finding good success against decks that are focused on blob or the common blob Thanos decks, because he's usually coming down on turn 6, so we lock our opponent out of the board and then blob is not an issue. Shuri as well is just pretty weak to Professor X. If we know where our opponent is playing, especially on turn 5, that's going to be very, very good for us. Now, decks it's bad against, I've traditionally struggled against Darkhawk and Miss Marvel, these decks that run Zabu and just good stat 4 drops with lockdown, because you're trying to lock down the board while your opponent is just playing good power. So sometimes it doesn't work out, but with Blob coming in, we're not seeing much Darkhawk, so it's actually a really good time for this lockdown deck in my opinion. Good and bad locations. The Vault is basically like playing Storm on turn 4. If we have Legion in hand, play him on turn 5, locks our opponent out of the game, and just other locations that Legion or Professor X can take advantage of are going to be amazing for us. Things that are bad is something that favors just high cost cards, big plays, because we don't have many high cost cards in this deck. And then Sokovia I actually found to be really annoying. This deck is usually very consistent and good tempo, so just losing one of your cards can kind of throw that off and make it so you're not winning so hard, and it's harder to get that retreat or turn 5 lockdown. And now it's time for the best part of the video, which is the turn by turn guide. Starting on turn 1, we're looking to play Nebula. I like playing her on an unrevealed location. We do also have Iceman and Sunspot, so if you don't have Nebula, go ahead and try for Iceman. If you don't have Iceman, go ahead and put in Sunspot. We've got options for turn 1, but Nebula is the best here. Coming around to turn 2, we are looking to hopefully play Medusa on the middle lane. Now, if the middle lane isn't something where you can play her, or you just don't have her in hand, we do have other options in Silk and Jeff. Silk is just as good about. Jeff, we want to save for later if we can. Again, we can play Jeff on turn 6, even if all of the locations are locked down and flooded, but we can't do that with any other card. So we want to save Jeff if we have another 2-cost card that we can play instead. We'll look at Medusa here. Come around to turn 3, we can mix and match something like a 1-cost and 2-cost card, or you can even go for the Magik play. Again, Magik isn't really adding too much power to the board, and we might even get rid of Limbo, but it's really there to alter our opponent's play and try and steal some extra cubes. Assuming we went for a mix of 1 and 2-cost cards, come around to turn 4, it's now time to play Storm. Now you can snap right here if you're already looking good on the board, but if you're not super confident, the board seems close, you can just play Storm and you have one more turn to snap. If you don't have Storm, something like Crossbones, just laying down at good power, keep the tempo. We're going for good power or lockdown the entire time. We are not slowing down with this deck. If we did manage to get Storm down, come around to turn 5, we're gonna look to play Legion, and this is your last chance to snap. If you lock down all 3 locations and you're already winning, or it's clear that you will have won once Nebula and Sunspot power up, your opponent is going to retreat on turn 6. So you need to snap before hitting that end turn button after playing Legion, okay? You don't want your opponent to see it. And this is usually okay. We have seen the turn 4 Storm into turn 5 Legion combo before, but Storm on top of Nebula isn't too suspicious. It kind of just looks like you're planning to get Nebula an extra +2 on turn 6 with that location locked out. So unless you're playing at a pretty high level, people are not expecting the Legion, and they will stick around even if you snap right here, but it is your last chance. And come around to turn 6, the only thing that can be done is sweet baby Jeff. Put him wherever you need him, but your opponent is probably just retreating anyways, and you are very happy with your nice win. So that's enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get into these awesome gameplay highlights. Alright, we are against a Thanos deck. I know, because it says they have 15 cards in their deck at the start of the game. And Green Goblin is very good versus Thanos, because Clog against Thanos is nice. So we'll go ahead and start Nebula on the right, into Medusa mid, into Green Goblin probably on the right, if we can make that line of play happen. Medusa mid is off the table, unfortunately. We'll go ahead and just sit Sunspot on the left. Hopefully we can sneak in Medusa later, but I'm not sure. Shuri's Lab, okay. That is decent. If they have Blob, they're just going to win that any day. Always. I'm going to stick around. I feel like Silk actually is going to be very nice here. Oh no, Nidavellir, that's bad for me. They're giving me 2 stones. They're going to Professor X this turn. Okay, so I'm pretty confident they're going for Professor X on the right. We will just sit Jeff over here like this. Okay. We know that's happening. And actually we're going to win this because we're going to get rid of Nidavellir with Legion. That's what's great about Legion. It doesn't actually have to be there. And we've already won it, actually. And once we get rid of Nidavellir, we win it even more. So, I think we snap here. Because I also have Alioth on turn 6 with priority, it looks like. Yep, that's a game. Alright, well, we read that pretty straightforward Professor X play and took the nice win. Alright, we're against Slaps, who's in the top 4,000. Onslaught Citadel does nothing for us. That's not a location that we love to see, but we can always get rid of it. Maybe even fool our opponent. They're playing Thanos. They got a bunch of cards in their deck, so they may try to take advantage of it, and we're okay with that. We can get rid of it if needed. Thanos with Elsa, okay. Mindscape, ooh. If they have Blob, they might need to use Ramp on turn 4 to play Blob turn 5. If they don't get rid of the location, which they might. They might just get rid of it right now. There we go. Got some nice inked cards. Sakaar, don't give me Professor X. Oh, wait a minute. Do give me Professor X. But I need to draw my Jeff. I need my Jeff, and my hand is awful at the moment. Like, really, really bad. With Jeff, I should be able to win, right? As long as they don't have Blue Marvel or anything. Okay, they played Soulstone middle still with Elsa. I'm surprised they didn't play Elsa on the left. It's possible they just want to Devil Dinosaur the left location. I'm just going to Legion. I don't think he does anything here, so I'm just going to play him. I don't think... It's good to take away Onslaught Citadel, but I don't think this hurts us really. Who's this card? Is it Vision or someone? It is Vision. There we go. Okay. So we did get Jeff to tie the right, but we do have Alioth and Priority. So if they're planning to move Vision left, and they just play one big thing middle, like Blob, or, you know, move Jeff to the right, play two stuff middle, we just win with Alioth. But if that doesn't happen, we're in a bit of trouble. Because Vision left is 11, so they need to add something there. Jeff's going right. I think we actually stay the course and we don't Alioth. If they play something on the right or on the left, Silk moves middle, so we will fight for middle. And if they move Silk middle, so be it. Let's do this. They did not move Jeff. Are they playing Blue Marvel or are they just doing that? Wow, they did not move Jeff. Uh-oh, they did a wrong order too. It popped Silk middle, so that's what I thought might happen, which is good for us. Alright, so... Did they forget they could move Jeff? I mean, they hadn't moved him yet, right? Am I missing something? I'm pretty sure he never moved. Maybe they forgot. Forgot about Jeff. Tough stuff. Alright, turn 1 Nebula, and we've got a Storm. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Turn 3 Storm. As long as it's not an Elysium, we can do turn 4 Legion. So if we do draw Sunspot in time, and our opponent is playing Thanos. They didn't play anything this turn, but they are Thanos. I can seal the cards in their deck. Magik is a beautiful fake out, potentially. Do I ever do anything in the middle? I don't think so. I do want Magik on the board just for her power. Okay, they might have gotten rid of the location with a redstone. Greenstone. Okay, they could Professor X this turn. Okay, oh, this is beautiful. Okay, we have Sunspot and Storm. There is like 0 chance they Professor X the right lane because that's where I have Nebula. Oh, interesting. We're gonna get rid of that. And we've got Jeff. Oh man, this is like... And they've already used the redstone. Oh, baby. This is a free win here. I'm just gonna sit Sunspot over here. It's okay if they Professor X middle. I'm just gonna position Sunspot over there. I don't even think I need to hold on to Jeff, but there's no point in playing him. Unless they get rid of Elysium, which I don't think they can do. Yeah, I think they might Professor X middle, which I'm okay with again. Okay. Professor X, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. The only way I don't win here is if they actually have Killmonger and play it on the left. But that's not going to happen. Oh, they have Vision. Still doesn't do enough. But we got the good old Magik and then Legion. They did get rid of Magik, but we played Magik, Storm, and Legion. Now, they might have Jeff. It's possible our opponent is also playing Jeff, but it doesn't matter. Sunspot is too strong. I'll give them the fist bump. There we go. Nice lockdown. No blob in sight. Even got the Miss Marvel emote reaction out of them. It's all good. Alright, we're against Boomstick. I'm pretty sure I've played them before. Very familiar name. Boomstick. Okay, let's hit him with Iceman. Iceman and Dream Dimension might be too much for them to handle. But we have the nice Naked Man location here. Someone censor that, please. Okay, Nidavellir could be good with Professor X. Okay, what do they got here? It is armor, okay. They might be playing Shuri. That's nice for us. That's pretty nice. We cannot play Professor X on turn 5. I wonder if our opponent's playing Shuri though. They would also like to play it on turn 5, so Dream Dimension might mess with them. But actually, if they are playing Shuri, then I can Professor X a different lane. Okay, I'm almost 100% sure it's Shuri because they've just skipped turn 3. I'm going to snap right now. They might just retreat. Oh, I'm only winning the left. The middle's tied. Okay. So I guess I could have done Sunspot, but I can do Professor X on the right if they Shuri middle. And it is a 6-turn game, is the only, or 7-turn game is the only problem, thanks to me. But we'll see what they got. Oh, they played 2 things. Okay. So yeah, they're Shuri bad draws. I'm a bit surprised they didn't retreat. Or maybe we keep it going the whole time. Maybe we don't end the game early. Alright, Taskmaster. I'm not too worried about. If I use Legion on the middle, then Nidavellir boosts me up on the left more than my opponent. So I think I'm okay with this. I can always move Jeff if needed. I could have even done Legion middle this turn, although that probably loses, yeah. Okay, they got my Storm. They cannot Shuri. And so I basically get a free 10 power that they don't, potentially just 5. It may not be enough. I think they win. I think I have to retreat this one. I almost really want to stay, but realistically, I just have 10, 11, 13, 15. I don't have enough power. Well, I'd move Jeff over here, but he's only 3. So we're going to retreat. We will hand it over to the Shuri player. They bested us. Okay, we're against Mr. Poole. They're at the top 5,000. Very nice. We lost Storm. They lost Jane Foster. Are we against a Mr. Negative deck? I don't know anyone else that plays Jane Foster. Okay. And they did not play in the middle. They do have Mr. Negative. They're going to play Mr. Negative in the middle right now. Ongoings is very good for my opponent. That is for sure. We have to play Jeff because Silk will get moved. What? Okay, we're against a Mr. Negative deck that did not have Mr. Negative on turn 3. So we're going to snap. I think that's pretty easy. Yeah. Why did they stick around? That seems like a bad idea. Just in case they have Shang-Chi, we'll go ahead. They would have played Shang-Chi last turn, is the thing. That's my only thing here. They could play Magik right now. We'll just lock this up, though. Okay, they did have Magik. We're just gonna go ahead. We'll actually play Crossbones. They snapped on me? I mean, Onslaught Citadel is probably very good for them. They could have Iron Man, Null, Mystique. And maybe they're going to play that right now. Maybe they even just play Blob. So I think I'm just going to kill their stuff. Let's just kill whatever they're going to play. We killed something. What is it? I don't know, but we killed it. Oh, baby. It was Iron Man. Although they played Mystique after. I mean, she costs 2. Yeah, it was Iron Man, because Iron Man costs 4 with Ravonna. So they went for Iron Man, Ravonna, and it got completely stuffed. And we're even going to get rid of Onslaught Citadel. And if they play a card on the right, Silk will bounce left. So I think we're very okay with that. They stuck around? Am I missing something? Okay. What? Oh, it almost beat me. They played around Silk correctly, I guess. Yeah, we didn't need to get rid of that location, but that's a nice 8-cuber. And that Alioth came in clutch. Alright, we're against Iron Cake, top 5,000. We're playing a bunch of people in top 5,000. Who would have thunk it? Maybe that means we're on the way to top 5,000. Hopefully. But we'll see what Iron Cake's got. Hopefully they're playing Jeff. They're not playing Thanos, but they do have Nova, which sucks. Because they're going to kill my Sunspot. Ooh. Jeff is good, but I can play him the last turn if I do get a shutdown or something. So I'm just going to lay down Silk and see what they have. Tinkerers I couldn't take advantage of, but Sunspot does get +1. So I basically got +1 power from the middle. Okay, Chavez. So it is a Shaw Surfer. Sebastian Shaw Surfer deck. They could go for a Brood right now or Sebastian Shaw. That location is also very good for Jeff. So if I can protect Sunspot, they might go to Killmonger on the last turn. I might be able to protect Sunspot. We could actually close the game out with Legion. Okay, my guess is they're going to play Sarah on turn 5. So this might depend where Storm ends up is the problem. Or where Silk ends up. I think we win this. They only have 6 on the left. It'll be 8. If they kill it with Killmonger, but then it'll be at 10. Oh no, it'll just be at 8 because I'm flooding everything. So I'm going to snap right now. I could even not do that and just like save Legion, see if they fill up the locations. They might expect Legion here. We did do a turn 4 Storm, so if it's Sarah though, they're going to regret that. It was Shaw. Okay, well, they could have Jeff, so they might think they could win, in which case they'll give me cubes, but they should understand that I have my Jeff. And that's why I played Silk earlier and saved Jeff. Okay, but there we go. Nice, easy win. I will take it. Alright, cloning Vats with Iceman. Are we a jerk like that? I think so. They're not playing Thanos. What'd they get down? Don't tell me it's Sunspot. Nova. Okay, it might be a Shaw deck. Surfer. Silk there is pretty good though. It's like 2-5. Seems kind of nice. Okay, 2 Novas. Yeah. Yeah. Do we ever just keep playing Silk? And also Iceman. Let me play Iceman first so he doesn't throw that Silk back left. I think even if they get the Nova buffs, I'm going to be pretty okay here. Nikia. Okay. This might be snappable. And we can Legion on the vault next turn. That's basically a flooded lane. And we don't even have to play Storm. So I want to Medusa first, and then play Silk, so that way only one Silk can move right. Obviously they could play something Cloning Vats and it fills, but hopefully it doesn't fill the right location. Hopefully one of the Silks goes middle, and I just Legion the right lane, please. Okay, perfect. This is perfect. Is there any chance I lose this? I think they might Killmonger right now to free up Cloning Vats. And we've already snapped. Legion's gonna make these Silks scatter. But if they do kill Nova, they don't have enough power. I think I win the right. So I think I like this. Boom. Shut it down. Okay. Oh, baby. That's how we do it. We didn't even have to play Storm. Love to see it. Give him a fist bump. Call it a day. Yeah, there we go. There's the retreat. Okay, this person says I'm muted. That's tough. Sunspot here. Is that a free win? I just played a game with Cloning Vats with Silk and it was awesome. So I'm going to snap because Sunspot and Silk, that's busted. They're not playing Thanos. I don't know what they're playing, but this looks pretty good for me. Oh, Iceman. Don't hit Silk. Oh, no. Why? It's okay. I'll just play Sunspot again. If they have Iceman, there's a good chance they don't have Killmonger. Although if they do have Killmonger, it's okay. I'm just going to play a bunch of Sunspots. Can I win the game that way? I think so. They hit me again. Don't hit Silk again. Okay, good. So I don't even know if we play Silk now. The Vault, if I get Legion, it's going to be nasty. I don't even know if I want to play Medusa. I think I'd just play Sunspot. And we hope to draw Legion. What? I'm going to do the little... Okay, so they have a Zoo deck for sure. They don't have Killmonger. There is not a chance they win the left location. Let's see. This will add 6 to the left. So that puts me at 8. And we can even Professor X the right or something just to lock it in. They do have another Ebony Maw, but they can't play it actually. Okay, Namor. So I could just Alioth. If I have something I think is pretty good, I can just Alioth. I'm hoping to keep priority this way. Let's see. And I think I can win the right this way. If they just go for Miss Marvel, I think I can beat that. Okay, it's Claw. That's fine. So I win. Maybe. Yeah, I win. I think they snapped. I don't think I snapped, right? Oh no, I snapped at the start of a game. Okay. I've snapped. They haven't. And here's where the fart cloud comes in. Okay, they're thinking. They're thinking that they don't want none. We will take it. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of this deck if you do have the opportunity to give it a try. A nice, sneaky tempo lockdown. And until then, I'll see you next time.